What's happening, everybody? Welcome to Screen Realm. My name's Guillermo and today we're reviewing the Jennifer Lawrence comedy No Hard Feelings. But before we get into the review, you may notice that it's a little different back here. That is if you're revisiting Screen Realm, and that's because I've actually moved house, so that's kind of why I've been away for a while. So this is a work in progress back here. Hopefully I'll be able to beat my own laziness and make something out of this, but stay tuned, it's a work in progress. On to the review. No Hard Feelings is being marketed as the type of adult-focused sex comedy that used to be a little more common a few years back, but don't go in here expecting American Pie or something like Road Trip. While there are certainly moments of naughty humor, it's less of a raunchy laugh riot and more of an inoffensive light comedy that follows the rom-com trajectory, and it happens to have some rude jokes scattered throughout. Jennifer Lawrence stars as Maddie, a down-on-her-luck 32-year-old woman who's in desperate need of cash to pay off the house that she inherited from her mother. Seeing as she's also an Uber driver, having her car repossessed really puts her in a bad way. An opportunity pops up in a Craigslist post. Parents are looking for someone to date their ultra-shy, awkward son, 19-year-old Percy, played by Andrew Barth Feldman. You see, they're hoping that their son can finally get some experience in life, that is, before he hits college. And in exchange, they're offering up their car, a Buick Regal, and so Maddie accepts the mission. But Percy proves to be a little more of a challenge than she was anticipating. The film is driven by two likable leads and their strong chemistry, with Lawrence in particular being the film's core strength. She puts in a good performance as Maddie, showcasing some strong comedic timing and a surprising amount of physical comedy. But more than her on-point humor though, Lawrence makes Maddie a well-rounded character, one with plenty of flaws, but with a charm and self-awareness that keeps her likable and understandable. And Feldman, who hails from musical theater, matches Lawrence's presence perfectly. He nails the obvious caricature elements of the virgin nerd in the early stages, but more importantly, he does well with the more dramatic layers as Percy is fleshed out. The two have pretty strong chemistry, and that's quite a necessary factor in a film that ultimately doesn't have much else going on. It's a simple premise, and it's handled in adequate, unsurprising fashion by director and co-writer Gene Stupnitsky, making his second feature film here following 2019 comedy Good Boys. The screenplay, which Stupnitsky penned with Dirty Grandpa scribe John Phillips, crafts its characters simplistically and draws on a variety of tropes when it comes to motivation. While the script does touch on some more dramatic subtexts, such as maturing and the different role that sex can play for different people and over-nurturing parents, it does so in no real substantial way. That being said, there is a nice bit of heart that makes its way through thanks to the relationship that unfolds at the core. The film has a few subplots that aren't really explored well enough to warrant being there in the first place. There's Maddie's ex, there's the gentrification of New York's village Montauk, Percy's potential love interest Natalie, all just kind of left dangling. And what's up with Percy's nanny? This character is drawn up to be a potentially important plot development or some kind of rival against Maddie, and once introduced, there's a bit of a joke, and that's about it. The comedic setups, while mostly unsurprising, do provide some chuckles, even if the marketing has been spoiling a few too many of the scenarios, so I don't know, avoid the trailers if you can. I didn't find that there was anything all that memorable on the adult humor side of things, although Jennifer Lawrence's out there beach brawl scene is definitely a standout moment. The comedy, along with the themes being presented, would have benefited greatly from a gutsier approach. Too often I was left wishing that they had just gone harder. But hey, ultimately I still thought this was a likable film. Yes, No Hard Feelings is certainly flaccid in some areas, but it does manage to stand up with the strength of its two leads and an earnest, breezy charm. I'm giving No Hard Feelings 3 stars out of 5. And those are my thoughts on No Hard Feelings. Thanks so much for checking out the review. If you've seen the film, let me know what you thought in the comment section below. And as always, please hit the subscribe button to stay up to date with all things Screen Realm. Catch you soon.